In the latter days of the Sith Empire, Marka Ragnos ruled as Dark Lord of the Sith for over 100 years. Considered wise and powerful, he was highly respected, and his death as one of the last rulers of the original Sith Empire brought about the end of the Golden Age of the Sith. But it was his afterlife that made Ragnos so memorable. His importance to later Sith was so high, he was summoned back from death twice. Today, Padawans and acolytes, let's discuss who Ragnos was, his leadership, and his impact on the Star Wars universe during his reign and beyond. Descended from a dark Jedi who was banished from the Jedi Order after the 100-year darkness, Ragnos is said to have ruled the kingdom with an iron fist. But he was admired, obeyed, and feared by his subjects during his rule, earning himself the reputation of being the greatest Dark Lord of his age. Ragnos' road to Sith Emperorship was by no means an easy feat. He had to overcome and subdue a powerful contender to the throne, Lord Simus, in a duel upon death of the current Dark Lord. Being the formidable fighter that he was, Ragnos defeated and beheaded Simus, establishing his right to receive the mantle of Dark Lord of the Sith. After his victory against Simus, Ragnos ruled the Empire with ruthless campaigns against his rivals within the Sith Empire. With the cunning strategy of pitting his adversaries against one another, thereby decimating them one by one, Ragnos managed to secure his position through the next century. An expert with Sith alchemy and magics, Marka created a scepter, a Sith artifact that became known as the Scepter of Ragnos. The Sith Lord imbued this item with the ability to siphon and store large amounts of darkside power from Force nexuses. Once cleansed, the Vergence's darkside aura was purged. But this energy was held in the scepter and was able to be released into an individual. If they were Force sensitive, their powers were greatly augmented. However, the special magics Ragnos imparted into his scepter provided a unique ability, and that if the stored energy was released into an ordinary being, they would become Force sensitive. This scepter also served a special purpose for Ragnos, as he could hide his Sith sorcery enhanced sword inside it. This served the Sith Lord well, as enemies would approach him believing him to be unarmed, only to discover this expert swordsman indeed had a weapon at hand. It is believed no one knew of this weapon's hiding place, or if they did discover it, they would not survive long enough to share the secret. In 5000 BBY, Marka Ragnos died of natural causes. His death was regarded as the end of the Sith Empire's Golden Age, a period of stability and power. However, his influence in the affairs of the Sith Empire remained even after his death. Ragnos possessed special knowledge and powers he could use even in the afterlife. One of these was his overarching knowledge of the Force, which he used during his funeral. At his funeral, the Sith Lords Naga Sadow and Ludo Kresh engaged each other in a duel to succeed Ragnos as the next Dark Lord of the Sith. Ragnos appeared as a Force spirit, claiming only the most worthy would follow him as he spoke of the magnificent past and uncertain future of the Sith Empire. For thousands of years, the Sith people continued to seek the guidance of the dead Marka Ragnos, and even hoped that one day he would rise from the dead to restore their beloved empire to its golden age. Twice attempts were made to call Ragnos from the grave. The first was about 1,000 years after his death, when another pair of Sith Lords were vying for the throne and title of Dark Lord of the Sith. The contenders, Ulic Qel-Droma and Exar Kun, inadvertently called the spirit of Ragnos. Summoning him from the grave through two ancient Sith talismans, Ragnos awakened. Proclaiming Exar as the new Dark Lord of the Sith and Ulic to be his apprentice, the two prepared to bring the Sith Golden Age back to the galaxy. Ragnos was so important to the Sith, there was an attempt to resurrect him thousands of years after his death, during the time of the New Republic. Tavi and Axmix, the leader of a Sith cult calling themselves the Disciples of Ragnos, used the Scepter of Ragnos in the ancient Sith Lord's tomb on Korriban to allow Marka's spirit to possess her. Discovering the plot, Luke Skywalker and Kyle Katarn led a campaign to stop the Disciples, and Jaden Korr forced the Sith back into his tomb. So if you were going to rank the Sith Lords in all of Star Wars history, where would you place him? Leave your thoughts on Marka Ragnos down below. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed it, please hit that like button, and if you haven't yet, maybe hit the subscribe button as well. For more Star Wars content, click one of the videos on the screen. As always, enjoy the rest of your day, and may the Force be with you.